Just a little
Just
bit.
a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Might be important.
Okay. Good morning, beloveds. I've been working on the YouTube channel where I'm moving these videos to make them easier to access. And I had the book out in the room with all the computers, and I forgot it this morning. Fortunately, my husband was home and brought me the book. Because, I've had quite the morning. I went out and we're trying to incorporate bike riding into our workout routine. So we're going to ride one day a week, and the plan I had didn't work. So we ended up riding a mile longer than we intended to, which was okay. But we've been spoiled over the holidays because there was no school traffic, and there's a school back kind of between the two neighborhoods. And there was this one part where we were like, oh, this is school traffic. We need to be really careful. And I'm having an experience that I haven't had in like 5 or 6 years. My wet hair touches my shoulders. It's gotten long again. Okay. So I'm a little discombobulated this morning, but it's all good. I got a good night's sleep and I had a good bike ride this morning. I hope that your day has started off as well. Okay, it is January 6th. Our title is I Accept My Inheritance of Wholeness. Ye shall have a song as in the night, and gladness of heart, as when one goeth into the mountains of the Lord. And that is from Isaiah 30:29. Let us see if we cannot take the flute of faith and go into the mountain of the Lord, which is the secret place of the Most High within us, and let the whole harmony of our lives flow from that perfect spirit that is at the center of everything. I am one with the infinite and perfect spirit, the giver of all good and perfect gifts. I open my mind and my heart, and indeed my body, to the inflow of this divine presence. I know that this living presence is in every cell of my body and every function of my being. I accept it as my health of body here and now. I accept it as that which looses from me all that is unlike the perfect expression of life. There is no doubt or fear in my mind that rejects in any way all that God is right here and right now. My conscious acceptance of the fullness of the presence of God flows out in joy and love to bless those whom I would help, those with whom I would share this inner joy. And I decree that the loved one I now bring into the scope of my thought is blessed and healed through the presence of good that is within. The radiance of joy in my own heart brings happiness into the lives of all those around me. The abundance that benefits me supplies everyone around me with the good things of life. The light that warms the center of my own being so shines forth that all may find guidance and warmth and comfort in its rays. This is the light that lighteth every man that cometh into the world. This is the fount from which spring the living waters. I drink and will not thirst again. And even as I drink, I hand the chalice of my faith to all. Wow. He starts January off. What I'm immediately reminded of, especially starting with the quote from Isaiah, is, and I forget which tribe it is in Africa, but they believe that everybody has a song, that you're born with a song, and when you forget your song, the people who love you your friends, your family, the people that care about you. They know your song. They know your song. And what they do is when you forget who you are, they gather you in close rather than punishing you and sing your song back to you until you remember your song, which I think is absolutely beautiful. The people that love you know your song. The people that love you know you. And so when you forget who you are, they remember who you are until you remember who you are back. They sing your song back to you. Mine might be the Doctor Who thing. But it's a beautiful tradition that it's like we all forget who we are sometimes. We all forget that we're children of God sometimes. And so it's important to have those people in your life that love you, that know your song and can sing it back to you. The song that wells up in the center of your being, the song that comes to you from Spirit. So, I accept my divine inheritance of wholeness. And there's dots in here, so this is not the full quote from Isaiah. I would encourage you to go back and read the full quote from Isaiah, because there's two places where he's leaving out words. Ye shall have a song, as in the night, and gladness of the heart, as when one goeth into the mountains of the Lord. You have a song. Okay, so like I said, that's Isaiah 30:29. If you want to go read the whole quote, or see it in context. It's always a good idea when dealing with Bible quotes. Let us see if we cannot take the flute of faith and go into the mountain of the Lord, which is the secret place of the Most High within us. Which Jesse says, within us. It's the one we carry in our heart and our mind. It's the place where nothing has ever been wrong. It is the place where we are completely whole, and it is where God's idea of us lives. And God's idea of us is way more powerful than our idea of God, because God's idea of us is complete and our idea of God is not. That's why we all have pieces of the puzzle, but none of us have all of them. We came into this mortal coil to have this experience, and we deliberately limited ourselves, and we have to remember that. To live this life, to have these experiences, we did limit ourselves. And we have to remember that. We don't have all the answers. But if enough of us get together, we've got enough of the pieces. Okay, so let the whole harmony of our lives flow from that perfect Spirit that is at the center of everything. When we forget who we are, that's where we go. We go to that place of God's idea of us. I am one with the infinite and perfect Spirit, the giver of all good and perfect gifts. Say that to yourself every morning when you get up. I am one with the infinite and perfect Spirit, the giver of all good and perfect gifts. I open my mind and my heart, and indeed my body, to the inflow of this divine presence. Why in the heck would you leave this out? This is the chosen vehicle. This is the vehicle that we chose to walk around and have this experience with. Why not infuse it with the divine presence? It has a divine blueprint just like the spirit and soul of you. I know that this living presence is in every cell of my body and every function of my being. There's nothing too small to pray for. There's nothing too big to pray for. And you are absolutely welcome and encouraged to pray for the health of your body, to remind your body that every single cell has a divine source. I accept it. That's a capital IT, by the way. I accept it as my health of body here and now. I accept it, again, capital IT, as that which looses from me all that is unlike the perfect expression of life. So, we don't have to, all we have to do is let go. All we have to let go of everything that is unlike the perfect expression of life. I know, easier said than done. But it's something that we get to work on, and we have an inexhaustible source of support for doing that kind of work. There is no doubt or fear in my mind that rejects in any way all that God is right here and right now. And that's when you are stepping in to do this kind of work, that would be an excellent phrase to say. There is no doubt or fear in my mind that rejects in any way all that God is right here and right now. Like, if I was going to go to the doctors to have some kind of procedure done, I would say that. I would say that. There is no doubt or fear in my mind that rejects in any way all that God is right here and right now. So I am letting go of whatever has sent me to the doctor, and I'm knowing that what the doctor is doing is within God's plan. Might make us more accepting. Okay, my conscious acceptance of the fullness of the presence of God flows out in joy and love to bless those whom I would help, those with whom I would share this inner joy. Which the truth is absolutely everybody. We want to share our joy with everybody. We want to help everybody. But helping everybody is... I don't want you to take that on as a chore, okay? When we say we want to help everybody, the best way and the most efficient way that we have at our disposal at all times is to know God, to know Spirit, to know that they are Spirit, that we are Spirit, that we all come from the same divine source, and we all have the same divine abundance flowing into our life, so that we know that the resources that they need are marshaling to get to them now. And then we do the material stuff as we can. So it's like we can always help, but sometimes we're helping in prayer and sometimes we're helping in the material plane. It takes both. So my conscious acceptance of the fullness of the presence of God flows out in joy and love to bless those whom I would help. And that is it. My conscious acceptance of the fullness of the presence of God. Baseline. That is how we help. And we build from there. Okay. And I decree that the loved one I now bring into the scope of my thought is blessed and healed through the presence of good that is within. So, and I decree that the loved one, right there, he's giving you a phrase where you can put a specific name in. If there is one person or one group, or, I mean, you could say the whole, but like, is there one person that you're praying for? Right now, I'm going to tell you, Ruth. Ruth is on my prayer list every day. Along with a number of other names that I could list for you, Susan and Bill, but Ruth. So, I decree that Ruth, I now bring into the scope of my thought, is blessed and healed through the presence of good that is within. It's as easy as that. So every name on your list, you can use that phrase for. Every name. Or you can simply say, those who I know who are going through a trial. Because you don't have to name a name. You can, but you don't have to. Because Spirit knows the names. Okay. So, the radiance of joy in my own heart brings happiness into the lives of all those around me. He's about to talk you. Have you ever been called? I have been called Little Miss Sunshine. And I have been called that sarcastically, and I've been called that seriously, or lovingly. That was one of the things that my father called me growing up was sunshine. I do have a sunny personality most of the time. Every now and again I don't. But, so the radiance of joy in my own heart brings happiness to the lives around me. The abundance that benefits me supplies everyone around me with the good things in life. The light that warms the center of my own being shines forth that all may find guidance, warmth, and comfort in its ray. Little Miss Sunshine. I'm not Little Miss Sunshine anymore. I'm now Big Miss Sunshine. But that is who I would like to be. My two goals are: I would like to be peace in the eye of the storm. So that when you are in your own storm, you can come to me and rest in the peace. I can't necessarily get you out of your storm, but at least I can give you somewhere to rest until you're ready to work on your storm. And the other thing that I want to do is I want to be that happy place, that joyful place. I want you to feel good when you are in my presence. But to do that, then that means that I have to work on me. I have to be genuinely happy. I have to be genuinely joyful. I don't want to fake it because y'all know when I'm faking it. So that is me connecting with my source and pulling that true joy, that capital J, down into my life and filtering it out through me to share. And that's the whole point. I want to share that joy. I want to share that peace. I want to share that calm. I want to share that joy. And that's what he's talking about. This light that lighteth every man that cometh into the world. This is the fount from which springs the living waters. I drink and will not thirst again. And even as I drink, I hand the chalice of my faith to all. If I have found the waters, I want to give you a drink. And I would tell you that every good minister, pastor, priest, whatever, in your life that you have met, that's exactly, they have found the waters. They have found the waters, and they are holding their chalice to you. So, our mission today, should we choose to accept it, our mission today, should we choose to accept it, is the conscious acceptance of the fullness of the presence of God that flows out in joy and love to bless everyone. It is conscious acceptance. So, that's our mission today. Conscious acceptance of the fullness of the presence of joy. To let it flow out. I don't know how much of this you can see, but I have a little joy, my little ray of sunshine, sitting in my lap. She likes to do it when I'm really animated, and I'm really animated today. So, as always, I encourage you to do something loving for yourself, do something kind for yourself, do something compassionate for yourself. The more of that you do, the more loving, kind, and compassionate you are with yourself, the more of the light that is going to flow through you. The more you can be that peace, that you can be that joy, that people can come to you and rest in that solace for a moment. Because sometimes that's the gift that we have to give. People have their own work to do. We can't do it for them, but we can give them a place to rest. We can give them a place to rest. And we can light the lamps on the path. I can't walk your path for you, but I can light it. So, that is today. And I am going to move into the rest of my day. I'm going to encourage you to do something to engage your mind and your body. I know here we've got some weather coming. I don't know what that's going to look like, so you might want to do it early. And it's relatively nice today. If you're going to open your windows, now would be the time, because the temperatures are going to dip a little bit. But if you like it cooler, hey, go for it. But do open the windows of your soul. Allow that breath of heaven to remind you that you live in heaven now. And through that window, hear your song. And remember who you are. And that is a beloved child of God, in whom Spirit is well pleased. and always will be. That is the state of grace that we live in. That is the state of grace that we live in. And the good news is there's nothing we can do about it. So, we are children of God. We are godlings. And we carry that divine light within ourselves. So, Reverend David will be on around 5 p.m. with you. It is Wednesday, so that means that the Living Science of Mind book study is today. If you haven't joined in on that with practitioners Monty and Shirley, it's a fantastic book. Check your emails to get the link for that. If you want to do that, I think that's at 6 p.m. And I will be back with you at 9 a.m. All right, beloveds, have a wonderful day.